rugby championship. To answer your question, I did everything that I just said. I, Nelson Mandela, born in 1918, started school when I was 7. I was born in South Africa, and at the time there was segregation. People call me well-educated, determined, and peaceful. Don't fall asleep and let me lead you through my life story. First, I am well-educated. I started school when I was 7, and my father died when I was only 12 years old. Then I lived with the chief of my village, Chief Jangataba Dalanyibo. Everyone repeat after me. Jangataba! Jangataba! Dalanyibo! Dalanyibo! Let's put that together. Jangataba Dalanyibo! That's not that bad for a first try. Living with the chief helped better my education, as I was educated through a Methodist mission school. Then I went to Clark Berry High School, which was a really big school for Black Africans. After that, I went to the University of Fort Hare. There, I started my bachelor's degree, but was expelled before I could finish. Then I finished my bachelor's degree at USA, or the University of South Africa. I got my college graduation back at the University of Fort Hare. Next, I, Nelson Mandela, am determined. All through school, I was determined to finish. And in school, I noticed segregation. There were white schools and black schools, white water fountains and black water fountains. I wanted to do something about it. After school, I worked on a deaf-and-ins campaign. I was arrested and sentenced to a month of grade labor. Once I was out, I was arrested again for my efforts. By the time I was out of jail the second time, my case was known all around the world. So I flew around to other countries like the UK and everywhere in Africa. Back in South Africa, I inspired Black Africans with speeches and protests. I was caught again and sentenced to a life in jail. Now, may I please have everybody stretch out their arms like this? If you look from the tip of your right hand to the tip of your left hand is how big my cell was for 30 years. You can put it back down. After 30 years, I was released because of other countries' boycotts, protests, and more. The South African government had so much pressure that they held their first democratic election in which I was elected president. There, I changed South Africa for good. Finally, I am peaceful. All through life, all I wanted was rights and peace. Even though I spent a third of my life in jail, I still had a want for peace. I negotiated with South African leaders and didn't let a civil war break out. My plan worked. And in 1993, I won the Nobel Peace Prize. Furthermore, in 1995, I stepped on the rugby field when South Africa was in the championship, inspired the players, and received a Nelson chant from the crowd. This was so important because rugby is a white people's sport. And so when I received the chant from the crowd, I knew I was successful. In conclusion, I was well-educated, determined, and peaceful. I was well-educated because I was educated through college. I was determined because I never gave up on Black African rights. And I was peaceful because I peacefully changed South Africa. Now, please do not judge me by my success, but by how many times I fell down and got back up. This is a quote that I, and hopefully you will too, cherish. Remember, I am Nelson Mandela.
Here we go, guys. All right, first of all, we want to say fantastic job to every single kiddo who stood up here and spoke in class. And congratulations for being classroom winners. Okay, so we're going to announce third place, second place, and then lastly, first place. So in third place, we have Mr. Rylan Howe. In second place, we have Miss Addison Burrows. And then drum roll, please. In first place, we have Mr. Tucker Harris. If you have parents that would like to grab pictures too, you're welcome to come up and